Hello, I'm Sue Rigby and welcome to Hands for Healing. I'm joined today by Nicki for a very special experiment into fibromyalgia and how quantum touch might help Nicki and anybody else that suffers with fibromyalgia. Over the course of 6 weeks, we are going to be working together and Nicki will receive a half-hour session of quantum touch each week. Before each session, we will have a chat and see what symptoms Nicki is experiencing. After that, Nicki will go somewhere nice and quiet for her treatment and the recording will be paused. And when Nicki is back with us, we will resume the recording and see what Nicki has experienced. And as we move from week to week, then we can see what changes Nicki experiences and how long the changes last, whether these changes last for longer between each treatments as she has more treatments. So I'd like to say a very big welcome to Nicki. Hello, Nicki.
Hi.
And thank you for joining us. You very kindly volunteered for this experiment and I really appreciate this. Would you like to tell us, when did fibromyalgia start for you?
So I've been officially diagnosed for around about 3 years now, but the symptoms themselves started about 6 years ago. So it pinpointed to where I caught a very nasty a bacterial infection called Campylobacter poisoning, very similar to Salmonella, and due to the way it attacked my body, it essentially triggered something that was there to then bring on the fibromyalgia. So quite a few years now I've been living with it.
Okay. And what do you experience with your fibromyalgia? What are your symptoms?
So the most obvious one is the pain, which is all over, but majority of it I get in my hips, lower back, knees, ankles, elbows, shoulders, wrists and hands. So
Pretty much everywhere.
major joints, I would say, the ones that I use, and it can change. The majority of the feeling is like a burning. I almost describe it as having like toothache, but in your joints.
Right.
And then that can then change to like shooting pains or almost like a dead feeling, almost like you've been asleep on it, and pins and needles and things. I have issues with like headaches and not quite, I wouldn't say migraines, but they're like very long lasting headaches. Vision, memory, there is not a part of my body that is not affected by this.
What about sleep?
I'd never get restful sleep, so I'm always tired. Even if I go to bed and I get what is considered a full 8 hours, because I'm moving so much in the night. Because a lot of the thing with fibromyalgia is, I mean, in my experience, I can't not move. It hurts to move, but if you stop moving, it's worse.
Right.
So you are constantly moving to try and find something comfortable, but then as soon as you're in that position, you've got to move again. So you'll probably see I'll start vibrating at some point, and that's because I'm wiggling my legs up and down to just keep them moving.
Yes. Okay. What about fibrofog?
Fibrofog is horrible. You'll probably maybe pick up a little bit. I work in it as a customer advisor, so I'm used to talking to people, so I have my own little kind of tricks and things to help me with it. But it's really horrible, especially because you feel stupid because of the fact that actually, I'm reasonably well educated. I went to the first year of uni and things. I've got a good job, but sometimes I will be sat there and I'll be trying to explain something to somebody, or for example, I'll say put the coffee cup on the table. I'll forget the word table, and it's here, and I can describe to you exactly what it is, but it won't go from my head to my mouth.
Yeah.
or I will be talking about something and it will just go. Not even if I've been interrupted, it will just stop, and that's that. And
Okay.
I won't have anything further. And I trip over my words quite a lot now as well, and I get a bit slurry and stuttery, more so when I'm having a flare. I sound drunk, basically.
Yes.
And again, it's just that I don't know if it's muscle. I'm not entirely sure what about it is, but it's really frustrating. Really frustrating.
Okay. What we'll do then is before we start the session, we'll go through your scores as they stand at the moment. So 0 is total comfort and 10 is the opposite. So if we're looking at the widespread pain and the burning, how's your hip at the moment?
Hips are, at this very moment in time, they're okay. They feel hot, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I can physically feel the heat coming off them.
Right. Okay. And your lower back?
That's bad. I've been at work all day, so that is quite bad at the moment. I would say that's probably about a 7.
Okay. Your shoulders?
Again, been at work all day, so probably a 7 because I've been sat in a chair. So
yes. Your hands and your wrists?
Hands and wrists aren't too bad at the moment. They're stiff, but there's not too much pain. So probably a 3.
Okay. And your feet, your ankles, how are they?
Feet are slightly different. So feet probably around a 6, say 5 or 6 between. Ankles are okay. So again, probably a 3.
Okay. Right. Your fatigue, how tired are you at the moment?
Absolutely shattered. I'm not falling down though, so that's good. That because I will sometimes just drop. So that's always good. Again, probably about a 7 because I'll probably quite happily just go and curl up.
Okay. Headaches, how are they at the moment?
I've had a horrendous one since Sunday. So it's affecting into kind of this eye here. So that's probably between a 7 and an 8 because it's horrible.
Especially your left eye. Your back, how's that? The back of your neck and down your spine, how's that feeling?
Here, so almost like I'll just show you. So here is the pain more so. I can't bend that way. I've actually got a pencil. So the pain is more so there.
Okay.
But it's so that's the worst point, and it's ending probably around about here. So probably again a 5 or 6 depending on whereabouts you are.
Okay. Do you get IBS with this?
Yes, yeah. Very, very, very much so.
Okay. Is it bothering you at the moment?
No, actually, not particularly.
Okay.
No more than normal for me.
Okay. And your vision?
Again, it's a little bit. I haven't got my glasses on, but it's a bit blurry in the left. But again, I think that's that headache. But it's
okay. So that's all connected to that.
Yeah.
And how have you been sleeping over the last day or so?
I've been in bed from about 7. But I've not been going to sleep until about 10:30 because I felt wide awake, and then I've gone to sleep, thought I've slept all night quite well, and then woken up and I still feel like a zombie.
Okay. And your concentration, how's that been today?
Better than the beginning of the week. So yeah, the concentration's okay.
Okay. What we'll do then is we will take a break while you receive your treatment, and then we will resume after the session.
Okay.
I'll pause this for now with my technological skills. Pause. Again soon. Okay.
There we go. Yep.
Or anything, just send me a text and then I shall be able to do that again. So I'll put my phone off silent now so that when you're ready to rejoin me, I will know.
Okay.
When we do this, you might feel any number of things. You might feel nothing at all. It might be a tingling sensation. It might be numb. You might feel pain spiking in areas where you experience pain, and then it should come back down again. You could feel really, really relaxed. You could feel heat. You could feel cold. Even with your eyes closed, you might see colours.
Mm-hmm.
You might fall asleep, which is
Okay.
which is why I don't want to get in touch with you until I know you're ready to come back to me.
Okay.
If you're having a little sleep, then that won't hurt.
Perfect.
Okay. Right. So I will see you soon. Make yourself comfy.
Thanks. Okay.
Right. Welcome back, Nicki. Our half hour is over. Would you like to share what you experienced in that half hour?
Yes, it's bizarre. I would say I've my hands, I had no feeling, no pain, no anything, just like they weren't there. Like it literally ended at my wrist. It was really, really strange. And I had to, because I was just lying there to begin with, and I didn't realise until I was feeling it, and I was like, oh, and I felt like I was being like I said, like dragged down, that kind of like falling sensation. And then I kind of that stopped, and then it was like I said, it was like I was being tilted with my feet to my head, so as though I was being stood upright, but in like a almost like I was dizzy, but not that horrible sicky dizzy kind of, just that, I can't think of the word.
Vertigo?
So, yes, similar. Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't sick. It wasn't a horrible feeling. It was just an odd sensation. And then I had a couple of, I mean, that's the longest I've laid still in ages. But it was at one point I felt on my legs, as though just on the outside, as though on like the femur, just I don't know where you can't see what I'm doing, on my right femur, not my left one, but my right one's actually my worst leg anyway. It almost felt like I could feel, it's a really weird thing to describe, almost like it's draining, but it's not, obviously, because it's there.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was draining.
Right.
Not of anything in particular, just, I don't know. Just a little bit difficult to describe, but it wasn't an unpleasant feeling. It was just different.
Yeah.
So no, but it very, very relaxed. I think because you have to stop, and it's that making yourself stop. And actually, a couple of times I think I'd almost fallen asleep but not realised that I'd done it.
Yeah.
Because I only realised when I almost woke up. So
yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we look at your scores and see what, if anything, has changed for you? Start with your hips. They felt hot before we started. How do they feel now?
Yeah, there's still some heat, but the pain's not. I know it sounds really weird, because normally when I push on them, when I push on the skin, it feels bruised.
Yes.
That's not. I'm touching them and there's no it's normal sensation.
Brilliant. Your lower back, how's that?
That's much better. There's no burning.
Okay. So that is that down to a 0 now then, or a different score?
I probably do say a 3 or a 4. It's like it's still tight, but that burn has gone.
Okay, brilliant. And your shoulders?
Same, actually. Yeah, especially that bit that I showed you lower down.
Yes.
Yeah, they're tight still, but there's the burning sensations.
So that's a 3 to a 4 again then.
3 to 4, yeah.
Yeah, your hands?
I'd say they're probably about the same.
Okay. Your wrists?
Yeah, they're about the same because they weren't too bad to begin with.
Okay. Your feet?
They're much better because I almost get, you know, where you would have bunions, I get quite a lot of pain there. That's where the pain was before.
Yes.
But that, again, probably like a 2 now. Like it's tight, but...
Your ankles?
They're fine. In fact, the left one's not even crunching now. The right one is, but yeah. Probably, again, same as it was. No different. The left one stopped crunching.
Okay. You were feeling really tired before. That was a 7. How's that now?
And yeah, but I have had a day at work, so I'm probably still a 7.
Okay. We won't know about your sleep problems until you've had time to look at that. How's
my what? Sorry.
Your head.
Head. Actually, it's not throbbing as much. It's still there. I can feel it, or it's kind of moved now slightly. It's more nearer the top here, above my eye, rather than below it.
Okay.
But it's not as throbby as it was before, because it was a real kind of, I could almost feel my pulse in my head.
Okay. So there've been some positive changes then?
Yes.
Has anything else changed that you hadn't thought to mention at the start? Does anything else feel different?
I know it sounds really weird, but today I've been quite anxious. I've been quite, when I get anxious, my heart races and I feel like it's going to jump out of my chest. I feel much calmer. Like my heart rate feels more normal now, and I don't feel quite so kind of, and my chest was a bit tight, and that seems to have gone completely.
Wonderful. Make a note. Feel calmer. Chest tightness gone. Okay, so there's some positive changes there. With Quantum Touch, you are your own healer. And with the raised energy that you've been experiencing in this session, your body's going to carry on using that to help continue the healing. You can expect to experience changes over the next 2 or 3 days. So we never know what's going to happen because you're doing this yourself. And we'll just have to wait and see how these changes move along over the next couple of days, and then how long the changes last before you start to experience different things again. And so if we meet up again in a week's time, and see how all that goes, if you can drink plenty of water, make sure you stay hydrated. Feel that you want to sleep, have a sleep. If you feel invigorated, have a walk. Just listen to the body and take note of what it's telling you, and enjoy the experiences that you're getting.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for being my volunteer. It's lovely. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you for,
you're very welcome. So this is our first meeting in Shropshire, and it will be same time next week. So I'll say thank you very much, Nicki, and goodbye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.